Well, folks, it's episode 2. Plans have changed since the last time we talked here on Make Me Stronger with Dr. Mark. I'm Matt. He's Dr. Mark. We brought some props. Yeah, wash your hands. I did before I manhandled this 25-pounder. We'll tailor what we had to say for the next, who knows how long, toward less equipment and more things that can be portable, right? Things that you might have around the house already, or in the case of this beauty, this BANQUET plate, things that you can repurpose and reuse as actual workout equipment. Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say, and the nice thing about what we've been doing is that it's not involving a lot of equipment anyway at the gym, was it?
No, not much. And in fact, I always say a lot of times, I just like an area with space and some weight, including dumbbells, maybe a barbell or two, bands especially because of just how versatile they can be, things like this.
Let's take a look at actually one exercise involving these exercise bands as we start today's demonstration.
So I will say this variation you could do in any position. This is what we call long sitting with the legs straight out like this. And I do like to incorporate a lot of these type of exercises within a exercise routine because what it does is it challenges your body to create tension in other places so that you have to hold your body in a certain position without it being supported by itself. You know, for example, like being on a bench and laying back or sitting or having your chest up against something whenever you're pulling for like a rowing motion. I mean, he's not supported here. So he's doing all the work himself, which makes it much more difficult. So it's not necessarily the band itself as much as it is the position of this exercise.
It took some effort to stay in this position while doing this, what appears to be a very simple exercise.
Yeah, and I use these quite a bit within a workout routine because what it can do too is it can provide a whole heck of a lot of work with a whole lot less force. So you can really add dosage onto somebody's body and not really worry about, oh man, how much are we really putting on this person, because you could do rep after rep of something like this.
This also isn't something that you need a gym necessarily.
Yeah, and first I'll kind of mention the goblet variation, having the hands underneath the one end of the dumbbell. You know, what this does too is it just sets the weight forward, so it adds different demands to the back extensors and your trunk as well. So what the advantage to this exercise though, if you ever try this, it's quite a workout. I mean, it's full body to some degree because of where you're holding the weight and then using only one leg at a time, and the other leg, the back leg, is just your stabilizer. And ideally you want to use something that's about knee height or a little lower actually, so that you can make sure you're getting good motion through the back foot, ankle, and toe. Yeah, your focus is front leg is power leg, back leg is steering leg. With any split variation like this, that's generally the mantra to follow here. So I'm sinking into that right front hip, really pushing through the foot, flat front foot, don't go up on your toe, and then the back foot's kind of just going along for the ride, it's just cruising. So you're really sinking into that right hip is what I'm doing there, and also making sure that my back isn't rounding and I'm keeping the upper back nice and stiff with the trunk stiff as well. Don't let the weight control you, but control the weight.
Finally, here's where the BANQUET plate might come into play. If you don't have one of these sliding plates, what would you even call these actually? So we'll start with that.
Get yourself a furniture slider. They're pretty cheap anywhere.
I was surprised how difficult it was to pull that back leg back into place. You think that might be the easy part to stand back up, but what does the furniture slider add?
You might think that the furniture slider leg is doing the work, but really that's just going, again, control. It's more of the fin of the control here, you know. So you really want to sink into that front leg and really drive through the hip, drive through the front foot. The back leg is just kind of going for the ride. So your weight's going to stay centered and focused over that front leg, and that's the one you're going to be driving with. Because the mistake that a lot of people make with sliders is that they let their body weight go with the slider as opposed to staying over the leg that's actually stationary. Yeah, I like to do a lot of single leg, single arm type of variations. And as you'll see through this, because what it really does is kind of really train deficits and make sure you're not overcompensating by pushing with your stronger side, because we're all going to have natural side-to-side deficits. I try to make sure I'm at least programming in something like this because it does work on the good side-to-side impairments that you might have or differences.
You know, anything can be considered weight. Your body doesn't care if it's this elastic band. It doesn't care if it's a rock in your backyard, you know, so a shovel. Matt has been known to swing some shovels back in the day, so
it could be a future episode.
It could be a future episode, and maybe a blooper reel.
Work on that club head speed.
Have some fun.
You're going to love this because you climb mountains, you do all sorts of things. I'm more of a set in his ways sort of exerciser, if you will. So I know for me it's going to be more of a struggle. It has been more of a struggle, I'll be honest with you, but if you are dedicated to it, if you believe in staying in shape, and if you believe in challenging yourself, I think you can get it done.
Bands tied all over my house, so you can do it too.
I think as the Marines would say, we adapt, improvise, and overcome, or something like that. If you are in the Marines, let me know and correct me
Please
on that one. This has been Make Me Stronger with Dr. Mark, Stay at Home version, Volume 1.